One of my favorite stories is, I don't know if you guys have heard of the family house in Milwaukee. Anybody heard of that? This is an amazing woman. Cordelia Taylor was a nursing home nurse and didn't like the care in the nursing home, and she basically took an old townhouse in urban Milwaukee in a really bad neighborhood, converted it to a residential facility, and took 8 people, no charge, no insurance. I'm going to take care of you myself with my daughters. We're going to call it the family house. They now have 60 residents. They have 8 houses with a common walkway and garden in the back. They have 75 employees, most of whom live in the area. She's basically just renewed a community around the topic of aging and frailty. I went there, I would live there. I mean, these houses are amazing. And so those are the sorts of things I think we look from our vantage point, and we do all we can to make the system not get in the way and at least support the right things. At the same time, sort of an appreciative inquiry and letting people define their own quality and just working in support of that, I think, is key.
To that point, I was learning just this week from some people in town about the village movement, which is apparently coming on about 170, I think, across the country, efforts to create less social isolation, to create organizations that are sometimes more formal than others, but that encourage exercise, that encourage people to do things together, that have discussions, and experts come in to talk about advanced care planning and advanced directives and things like that. And so maybe part of the answer is to share all this information with people who are doing public policy, to put the right kind of incentives in place and to empower people at the individual level to create some of these dynamics.
It's like, how do we get the grab bars in the bathroom quickly? How do we, help people shovel their walk? Just really some of these little things that we don't think about enough on how community level we can help prepare seniors to live in their home. And then just yesterday I heard a really innovative idea. I was just surprised. Have many of you heard of the tiny house movement? Yeah, well, this company at this forum, they've created a tiny house, an RV, that literally sits in somebody's home if a person has had a crisis. And so the tiny RV is all accessible. And so they can live there temporarily until they can figure out the decision. Now, of course, we want to go upstream, and hopefully people won't need the tiny house, but it's interesting to me that, something like that could be very innovative.